a pack of like fidget toys. Because
Okay.
I've like been noticing I've not
Like
been biting my
fidget
nails.
spinners?
Yeah.
Dude, I bite my nails too, and that's why I paint them.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way I can stop.
That's the
Can I
only
have
way
one?
to stop.
Yeah. And there was a box on the living room table, and
This is
everyone started
Cocomelon,
playing.
dude.
It's my Cocomelon. It's like the most insane fidget toy. And for like 20 minutes, we were all just sitting there, like playing with all of them, and it was like it was like a dream. It was a dream. I think we would have had a great
sick.
time. So.
Damn. Okay.
That's incredible. I'm so glad that you got them as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Fun
so
for the
glad
whole
that you have
family.
something. Yeah, fun for the
It's
whole
crazy.
family.
I've been biting my nails my entire life, and like this has really been helping.
Did you get another gold thing?
I ordered another.
I haven't
thing on
found it in my
Amazon.
cart. I
Yeah,
haven't
I've been
found it.
losing like the little. Anyway,
The what?
It's been a good
it's a sensory like ring.
sensory
And
ring.
it
Whoa,
kind of looks like
cool.
steel wool, but it's not. Obviously, that would be
Yeah.
very painful. But yeah,
Yeah.
I lost them because they just go,
Yeah, it
Very
popped off
far
in my
away.
car. I haven't seen it.
and it popped off at 4100. Also,
Oh, you had multiple?
I had two,
And
and I
they're
lost
both
that
gone.
one at 4100. Yeah,
At last night? Oh, I shouldn't have whistled. Last night?
yeah, or whatever night.
Dang,
that
I
was.
almost whistled again. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Does this make noise?
Oh, that is so...
so cool. That sounds so cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's a fidget spinner,
All
by the
right.
way, for those
I'm
not
out,
watching
guys.
the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
incredible.
Anyway, yeah. So Spock produces music. If you can't
Yeah.
tell from how amazing
I'm
that
a
was.
nerd.
Yeah.
How did you get into producing music, Spock?
Okay, so when I was 15, so about your guys' age,
Funny guy. He is also a funny guy. He's also got jokes.
yeah, I
Nemo was like, Spock's gonna be a great guest. And I was like, all right. I don't know what that means.
I was scared.
Really?
Really? Why is everyone scared?
I don't
because of
know.
The
podcast?
least threatening people on earth
I know.
have a podcast.
Oh,
together.
half of the podcast of what we do is basically being like, "You're so incredible."
Yeah,
by the way.
literally gas them up and crack up at
I
anything.
crack up at
they
anything.
say.
No, I can't. I don't know. I just get scared. I'm like, oh, what if it's boring?
Right.
Right.
But I mean,
No
probably
way.
the same stuff that like you guys get
Yeah.
nervous about.
Yeah,
as
we're
well.
Yeah,
nervous
for
every time.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're on it every week, so it's like, damn.
Yeah.
yeah, we're on it every week.
But somehow,
Yeah.
The nerves have kind of subsided for me. The
Yeah.
nerves subsided to me around episode 5. Yeah,
after
episode 6.
Issa's episode was like the one, yeah.
Yeah, once Issa's
'Cause we
like
did
coming
camp-
into
we
Issa's
did
episode,
camping
I was
before
fine.
that, yeah.
Yeah, after
we
camping,
forgot
I think
to
I was
take the
fine.
Polaroid.
I love Nemo.
Yeah, the shirt he chose to wear. just-
Of course, it's brain dead.
Oh, that's Brain Dead?
Yeah, of
Son
course.
Of a bitch. I hate Brain Dead, man.
Every
Really?
time
Can't
Nemo
stand
wears
Brain
it,
Dead.
always.
Damn it.
I've never seen him not in brain dead.
I do love Brain.
He
I
loves
do
Brain
love
Dead.
Nema's style. I
Yeah.
do love Nema's
He's-
style.
yeah.
He wears a lot of golf too, which
Yeah.
is just like
Yeah.
we bonded over that.
Great fashion.
I don't dislike. I mean, no, I dislike Brain Dead as like people, the people who run Brain Dead and the people who work at Brain.
I don't know anything about them, so
Me neither.
I can't stand. They're the people we went and bought them damn
it's just
pants
because
from.
literally there were no price tags because it's like that's how some stores
Oh
work.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
they didn't know that they were buying like $70
super expensive stuff. Well, that wasn't the problem. The problem was after we bought it at the original time, we were mad
They
at
made
Evan
you seem oh yeah, yeah.
because Evan was
Evan
like,
Walter, shout out Evan.
shout out
Walter,
to Evan who came on the podcast.
who returned the thing he bought but keeps the tote bag and wears it every single day.
Yes,
That's cool.
yes, which is
Yeah.
cool,
That's
which is
cool.
cool. But at first we were mad at Evan. We were like, "Why did you know the prices were crazy?" We didn't blame them.
Yeah.
Like that's their thing. But when we
Right.
came to return it, they were like, "Oh, so y'all really returning this? So you just
Yeah.
don't got it like that?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you?"
Yeah.
Like they were like elongating the
Yeah.
fucking experience. They
Yeah.
were like looking like. Well, we just got to make sure that you all didn't put no things on it before we take it back. I'm like, fucking take the fucking
Yeah.
shit back, dog.
Wait, that reminds me. It has actually nothing to do with this, but
then-
I don't know what they thought you were putting on the clothes, which is like a weird comment that they made. But that reminded
Yeah.
me of this thing that I saw on the internet
Yeah.
of people who like have a fear that's actually rational of like people putting razor blades in the cracks of a water slide. And literally, it's like not
no.
irrational because then people like stitch the TikTok and they're like, yeah, like my job when I was like young was to be the person who checked all the like crevices of the water slide to make sure there weren't razor blades.
Wait,
That's what?
that was your job or somebody said that?
That was somebody
Oh,
stitched the
okay,
TikTok.
okay.
Yeah,
I was-
imagine.
I
I
was
feel
like,
like
wait.
people are bullshitting. There's
Are they
no way
lying?
Yeah,
I'm
there's
literally
no way
like
that's
that.
real.
I
I've
worked at
never
a water
heard
park
or
for 6
experienced
years.
that.
Did you, dude? I did too.
No razor blades in the slides. No razor lids in this.
The
Yeah,
way
water
that-
park nation.
The way that you were so serious about that it's rational, it's like a fear that a lot of people have, and it's completely rational, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't say that it's not. Because people have
This is a
confirmed
fear
it.
that only Maria has.
Well, now I do. Are you kidding?
I don't.
that's
I've never
scary.
heard of.
Here's
that.
the
I mean,
other
that's
thing.
frightening.
There's an incident when it happened. Anyways.
How many times have you gone to a water park?
in
the past 5 years.
Decade,
Yeah.
never.
Never, yeah, the past decade, never. But as a child,
As
many.
a child, hella,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've never heard or I'm serious.
I have a
about
good
it.
water park story.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
When I was about the time I was getting into music, this will all tie back
Okay,
in.
All right,
stick to
yeah,
the
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
I asked a long time ago.
It won't tie back in, but I'll say this
For
anyway
sure.
'cause it's funny. I worked at a water park when I was like 16, and I was just one day I would just kind of do like random stuff.
Yeah.
And then one day they were like, "Hey, go like tell people when they can go." They call it dispatch or something, but it's like you're just listening for the like
Dispatch.
lifeguard at the
It's
bottom
insane.
to whistle so
Yeah.
you can say, "Okay, you're allowed to go down the
Yeah,
slide."
Yeah.
So that was my
Love those
job.
guys, love those
One
guys.
time, yeah, when I was 16, and like it was just kind of weird, but whatever. I was just like being
Yeah.
friendly and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there was this one old lady, rocking a bikini,
Queen.
Mhm.
full bush out.
Queen. Oh,
the
Wow.
wow. And you know
Yeah.
what?
Whoa!
You know what?
Holy shit!
Yeah,
That's
like,
not where I was expecting
Fully
that to go.
rocking it. And I was like, yeah,
You're
you
trying
can
not
go
to
ahead.
look.
But it was just like,
Damn.
I'm 16.
Right.
Yeah, this,
I don't
there should be
wanna
rules
see
against
this.
I'm a sub
Like killing it.
Right, no,
Great
killing
bod,
it.
rocking
That's
it, total
Right,
babe.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Shout out, total
Shout out
babe.
to whatever.
Total babe.
Like, yeah, but maybe like
Wow.
Right, where
And
there's
that,
children.
clearly that moment like made an
Yeah.
impression on you because
well, and because
like,
I was like seated
So
at
it was, like,
bush
at the
level.
at
Yeah,
bush level,
yeah.
so it's like, so
Wow.
what's happening
Yeah, it's
here?
very
damn,
intense.
I'm
Did you
so
know?
sorry that
Yeah.
as a young man you had to like really just like
Yeah.
learn quick.
Yeah.
Like
And then
Yeah.
I decided to get into music.
if I could
Yeah.
write you a love
Yeah.
song.
Yeah. That's when I knew. I
Wow.
had to-
What kind of music did you make when you first started?
At 15,
So-
a year before
Was
this.
it based
Okay.
off of this? Yes.
no, yeah.
A
So
year before the greatest.
I was always into like heavy metal and
Okay.
stuff.
Amazing.
And so I played like guitar and drums. And then I was like, this is cool. But like, I don't want to have a band.
Right.
So
right.
I don't know. And then I was like, I heard Skrillex. I was like, yo.
Oh, I know that's right.
So then I made dubstep.
You made dubstep.
Yeah, dude, I made dubstep for years. And then now I make rap music. And yeah.
Amazing.
Holy shit. Why didn't you want a band?
I mean, I don't know. I just felt like it was a lot to like manage that. Like,
Sure.
I don't
A lot
know.
of
It's-
folks.
Yeah, like I don't know. It just felt like it's easier to kind of like do things by yourself. I
For
guess
sure.
like
Because you have control over
yeah, I have
Yeah.
control over it other than like rather than getting random people.
Sure.
Right.
I mean, I would like jam in my parents' garage with like a couple friends, but
Cute.
Yeah.
yeah, and that was fun.
Yeah.
But it's not
It's not making
It's
music
not-
constantly with the same
yeah,
people.
and like it's really loud
Mhm.
and like the neighbors didn't really like that.
Sure.
Right.
Even yeah.
Yeah.
So
Where'd
That's
you,
all part
Where are
of
you
it.
from? Where'd you grow up?
like Fresno, California. This
All
is
right.
like yeah.
So like
All
suburbs
right.
was it?
yeah,
suburbs?
like
Yeah,
suburbs,
okay.
like super suburban.
Right.
And like yeah, the neighbors one time like we weren't even jamming for very long, but for like maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and like we walked outside to like my mom, like I couldn't drive at this point. I was like 15.
Right.
My mom was gonna take my friend home, and there was a cop outside, like, "Hey, we got a noise complaint," and we were like,
Haters.
"What?"
They are
Haters.
such haters.
Like, dude, we
like-
played like we were playing the drums for like 30 minutes. Why the fuck
Right.
did you called the cops? Like,
in
so
a
fun.
like neighborhood.
and it was like a
an
neighbor
evenly
that like
spaced
we
house.
knew. It was just like, yeah, you could have
Oh.
just.
You
I
could've
mean,
just
we don't know who
called.
called, but it's kind of like
Right, but
obvious.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, you could have just told us to like stop.
Like stop or like
Right.
Yeah, I
be
don't
a
know.
little quieter.
Or just get over it. It's such
Yeah.
a
Or
get
quintessential
over
little
it.
suburb.
Yeah,
like,
people
oh,
are
the
so
boys
weird
playing
too.
the-
Like, I've never understood like, I don't know. You guys probably don't deal with this as much because it's a house, but like, my neighbors in my apartment sometimes will have like parties and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You just deal with
yeah,
it.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, they're just having fun. Like,
Right.
it's like 11 p.m. I'm not like, it's not like it's like fucking 2 a.m. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know. Like,
midday.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. If I'm
midday,
like trying to sleep or yeah, midday especially, it's like,
Yeah.
dude, who
you're
cares? Like,
hearing drums like and the house next to you.
Yeah.
There's no way
Right,
it's
if
that.
you're
there's no
home
way it's that
midday,
loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
then
Come
you
on.
really like you're okay.
Yeah.
Come
Right,
on. If
so
you're
work-
at
go to
home
work.
midday,
Come on.
Go to
Yeah.
fucking work.
Right.
I don't know
Yeah.
what you want from me as a child. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, and it's just like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm like 15, just having fun with my friends at home. Like my parents are home. Like,
Right.
I'm not like
Right.
doing
There's no
anything
alcohol. This is
wrong.
so legal.
Yeah,
This
Yes,
is
this
literally
is
so
so
legal.
incredibly
yeah,
and
legal.
cute.
so like yeah, wholesome. We're just
Yeah.
like playing instruments in the garage. I don't know. It's just
Damn.
like
Yeah, that's insane.
wow.
yeah.
It stifled your creativity at such a
yeah,
young
it
age.
stifled my
It's like-
creativity.
It's the reason why you didn't want to have a band.
Yeah.
Things could have been so
Yeah.
different.
Could've
been
I
so
mean, and it's
different.
great now, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
fine
You made
now,
it work
but
for yourself.
but
Yeah.
still, you never like, it's
Yeah.
like, damn, that took something away from you. That's
Yeah.
fucked up. That's
Mhm.
fucked up.
I mean, it's fine. We still just did it like
That's
all the
incredible.
time.
right.
But you found it working.
But it
Working
was
by
just like-
yourself was easier.
But yeah. Oh yeah. It is easier.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was your favorite Skrillex album? Was it the
Well-
one with the blue alien? That Recess? I
No,
also
because
listened
that.
to Skrillex.
So, dude. So this was like pre that. This was like.
Wow.
Like I remember being excited for that to come out,
yeah,
but
I
this was
too.
like 2011.
okay.
So this was like right after like Scary Monsters and Nice
Yeah,
Sprites had
Scary
come
Monsters
out.
and Nice Sprites.
Yeah,
is
like
pretty
that was
good,
just
yeah.
that had just come out, and I was like, this is sick.
That's hard. I fucking
Yeah.
loved that album, and
Yeah.
I loved Recess too. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I fucking loved
Wow.
dubstep in high
Yeah,
school.
dude, dubstep ruled.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
I have not thought about those albums in so long.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, what an era and what a time that I never revisited.
Yeah.
I never listened to dubstep.
I know. It's
is
crazy
insane.
because it's like cool now in a different,
In a different way.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah.
different way.
It's kind of like mixed its way into different forms of music.
Yeah,
And I feel
yeah,
like people
yeah.
have like put voices over it now. People
Yeah.
like sing or maybe rap over
Wow.
it or
Yeah.
something. Which is pretty cool. But I fucked with dubstep pretty heavy. Did you play Far Cry 3?
No, I played one a few years ago, but I never played the third one.
Damn.
Was there like
Skrillex is
Skrillex in
in it.
that?
Yeah.
No way.
He has a mission. There's a mission where you're burning down a weed farm, and him and Skrillex and Skrillex and Bob
What?
Marley. It's insane, man.
Holy
This is one of the
no
best
way.
moments of my fucking childhood. I swear to God, I'm playing this mission for the first time. Skrillex and Bob Marley made a song together.
Yeah.
And you're burning down the weed farm, and as you burn down the weed farm, you get high because the weed is burning in the game.
Holy-
That song is
Oh,
fucking
no.
That's
playing.
galaxy brain.
It's unbelievable.
Dude,
It's one of the best moments in
unreal.
gaming, man. I
You
swear.
get
Awesome.
high off of the
Yeah, like the
burning.
Dude,
that's
that
burning
is
around
so
you because you're
awesome.
breathing it in. Yeah.
And you're probably like 14 playing that.
Yeah,
It's
so
like,
I'm like, let's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
go.
I can't
Never
really put into
smoked
words how
weed
funny
before,
that
but
is.
you're like, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so hilarious.
The screen started to get like wavy. I was like, this is unfucking real right now. I'm high as hell burning this shit down.
That's
This is
awesome.
insane. Far Cry 3 is an incredible game. Oh my god. It never
Wow.
reached
Amazing.
heights like that. Okay, so when did you make the transition into rap?
So only kind of recently, within the past few years, like I was still doing the whole like dubstep thing up until like 2020, kind of.
Oh, okay.
And then
wow.
you like couldn't
Yeah.
play live shows, which is like the only way that you make money in
Mhm.
dubstep mostly. So I was kind of, and I wasn't like fully in it for a while. I was kind of just doing it because that's how I was paying my rent, pretty
Mhm.
much.
Yeah.
And then like I just kind of realized like, wait, this isn't really going anywhere. I'm not really like loving this anymore. Like, why am I doing this really?
Right.
And I had kind of made like some rap stuff in 2019 too. So I was like, I think I should just kind of do this. And then
Yeah.
I kind of did because you make money from like streaming royalties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can kind of do this without having to worry about like, this just seems more sustainable than like going to play like little dubstep shows every weekend to
Right.
make barely enough money to pay your rent or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like I just wasn't really loving it anymore.
Yeah.
So I kind of was just doing it to do it. I did make vines.
Okay.
Let's go.
And then that's how I met Cody.
Fantastic.
And I didn't know Noel. Well, I'd never met Cody in person, but like we followed each other on Vine and
Sure.
Twitter and whatever, and we would like
What was your
DM.
content on there? Just silly
just
goose behavior?
yeah, just silly goose behavior.
Really good.
All right. All
Um,
right.
And then I met Cody. I was going to this EDM show, and he just happened to be
Oh, wow.
at my friend's house that we were going to before the show.
Oh,
Because
whoa, I got
so
deeper.
yeah, I don't know. I walked into the house and Cody's there. And I was like,
Oh.
"Why are you here?"
Yeah.
And then we hung out, and then I was like live on Instagram one day,
Yeah.
and he like came in and we were talking, and then we hung out,
Okay.
and
that's cute.
then yeah, I don't know, it just kind of like
That's so cute.
That's
happened.
incredible.
How
Wow.
recent? Like when was this?
This
all?
was like 2017.
wow. So
2017.
Yeah.
long time
so
ago.
y'all
You
Yeah.
guys have
yes.
been close for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys like make music together constantly, or is like
No,
you do
not
other
anymore.
stuff?
Like we were making some at the time
Mhm.
in like 2018, but we
Mhm.
haven't really made anything since then.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I think they're kind of done with it.
The music
So,
things,
yeah. So,
real. Wait, and
yeah.
it was a great career. I
Yeah.
remember.
It was a great
I remember
run. It
a
was a
couple
great
of
run.
TNG songs.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
listening
yeah.
to
Remember
those
a
shits.
couple.
I was listening to those
I have
shits.
one memorized for like, and
Wow.
I don't memorize lyrics of songs, and for whatever
Yeah.
reason, like the lyrics of "Broke Bitch" stuck in my head for
Yep.
years.
Wow.
It's like
Incredible.
a sleeper agent. Like I could.
I remember the
yeah.
one when they were on the rock and the waves was crashing around them. Remember that music video?
What?
I don't know. Probably.
Cody was like on the rock. He was on a
I
rock.
don't.
Like in the
I
middle of the
don't.
ocean. It was crazy.
That's so funny, and I bet they were. I bet
Yeah,
they were
no, it was
rocking the
hilarious.
revolution.
It was hilarious. Ah, fuck, I forgot what it was called. But yeah, that's incredible. So what are you up to
Yeah.
now mostly?
Now I just like a lot of last year I was my management had this studio that I was working out of like almost every day.
Okay.
My friend Brandon is like really plugged in with a lot of rappers. So I would just call him and he would come over and hang out, and he would call his friends, whoever was in town at the time, to come record. And but it's weird how like kind of back to like why I wanted to do stuff on my own with like the dubstep stuff is
Yeah.
just because it was nice being in control of like
Mm,
everything happening.
yeah.
But then I've come to find out like last year I made like probably a couple hundred songs,
Oh, okay.
and then like 2 of them have come out so far. So it's like
Wow,
it sucks just
yeah.
having like so much music that just
Yeah.
like you have no control over.
Right.
And like a lot of the
Yep.
songs are really cool, and like they're with artists that I really liked working with and
Mhm.
was excited to work with, and then
Yeah.
like it sucks just not knowing what's
Yeah.
gonna happen with them.
Right.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so but my management sold this studio, and so now I've just been kind of chilling.
Damn.
But
You should start making your own.
Yeah.
Your own grinding.
yeah, so I've kind of been figuring out what I want to make again, because I
Yeah.
do want to have a music project that's like just me,
yeah.
Yeah.
but I just don't know what
Music-
music I want to make yet.
Right.
So
Music project. When I realized, because I always used to want to be in a band,
yeah.
but it was only for the aesthetic. It was only
Yeah.
because I really liked
say,
just
yeah.
the like the band.
The
aesthetic.
vibe
I
of a
liked, like,
band.
Yeah.
Right. When I recently, very recently, now that I've gotten older, I realized that being in a band means working with
Others.
others about, and
Right.
that probably provides some pitfalls that maybe I don't prefer. Maybe
Yeah.
I do would prefer to work alone.
Hmm.
But what always confused me was I had a very one track mindset of what a band was. I always thought a band was 4 people with 2 guitars, 1 bass guitarist, and a drummer.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and a singer who either plays guitar or doesn't.
Yeah.
And when I realized that bands don't have to be that, they can be whatever.
Yeah.
Like some bands are just one person.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that is insane to me.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Yeah.
aware that people could do that.
I
Yeah.
also was not.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like Gorillaz is one person musically.
Tame Impala is
Tame
one
Impala
That
is
is
also one
recently
person.
learned
It's a
that's
guy
one
named
person.
Kevin.
Yeah.
A guy named Kevin. Did you see that
Yeah.
tweet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, no, what was it?
Somebody tweeted, it's like that's just some guy named Kevin, and someone quote tweeted me like, when someone asked me what Tame Impala is.
That's good. Yeah.
But yeah, Tame
Well,
Impala is
so
only one
like,
person.
if you're just this is not rhetorical. I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
How are we classifying it as a band if it's just one person? Like, what is a band?
Yeah.
Like, what's the definition of a band then? I thought it was multiple people.
I don't know. I guess
I thought
Yeah.
that's a
I would
musical
consider
artist.
a band to be more than one person. I get
Yeah.
just like an
That's what
artist.
I was thinking.
I don't know.
Right. What's a band?
Well, I
is it
think
because
it's
there's an
just-
instrument
Well,
and
'cause
singing or what? Like,
Maisie's not a band.
Yeah, I really think you can just
yeah,
call yourself
she's just a
whatever you
musical
want.
artist.
I think you can call
Yeah.
yourself whatever you want. because that's the situation with Panic at the Disco. Panic at the Disco is one person now.
What? Oh,
Really?
Now,
Oh,
yeah, it's just
now,
Brendan
okay.
Urie
Sure.
now. It's just Brendan Urie. I mean,
okay.
well, it started off as 4.
See, I get still calling yourself a band then because it's like, well, this is awkward.
Yeah.
Right, for sure. I mean, he could have changed it to a music
On
project.
Wikipedia, Tame Impala is listed as a psychedelic music project.
Wow. So he doesn't call himself a band.
That's also amazing.
But, but
That is also
that
amazing.
is also
That is
amazing.
Yeah.
That's very
Gorillas is
accurate.
called a band on Wikipedia. I bet.
Interesting.
I bet. Yes.
Yeah.
Gorillas, and that's like misleading too. Gorillas.
Gorillas.
Yeah,
yes.
multiple people.
We're
Well, I mean,
implying
and
we're tricking us.
I think there's 4.
There are 4 of them.
Virtual band.
It's a virtual band. That's
Oh,
why. There's
virtual
4.
band.
There's technically 4 of them.
a virtual band,
Yes, which is
like
another
on Zoom
thing.
or what?
That's cool.
There
Yeah,
are 4
this-
characters. There are 4 characters.
Ah.
One guy has
One
4
guy.
characters.
Yeah.
So like when
Yeah.
Come
It's like
Oh,
yeah, it's like
Oh,
Family
like
Guy.
multiple
How it's like
person-
one guy, but he voices
Yeah, but
like
he
5
voices
people.
Seth
like
MacFarlane is a band.
Yeah,
Seth MacFarlane is a
MacFarlane is a band.
I'd be
Exactly.
listening. That's what I was doing at 15, just memorizing
Oh,
Family
yeah.
Guy episodes.
Family Guy's getting clowned. Yeah, I did the same thing. Family Guy's getting clowned right now because you see
Why?
the fucking. Did you see the?
Oh no! Oh no!
What
I know
happened?
it's like bad, but
Yeah, it's just you remember the episode where they go to the like the safe and it's like Brian's talking about how
yes,
he
how
has
he's
the
gonna kill
gun.
himself.
Yeah, somebody
Uh.
somebody posted it on the cartoons that make you feel on that account.
Yeah.
And then people have been quoting it and been like, literally earlier in the episode, he's tricked into eating Stewie's shit.
Damn.
Let's stop pretending this show can be deep. And I was like,
Wait. Okay.
that's kind of fair. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
That's
gonna sit my ass down.
that's kind.
I'm not
I was
gonna
like,
speak on it.
I was like,
But
I love that episode, but
I-
I'm gonna sit my
Well,
ass.
that's
Yeah.
the thing about like such dramatic satire. It's like, okay, they throw in certain moments that are deep. Like obviously the
Yeah.
whole show. Anyway,
Do you remember that episode though?
I remember the episode.
That
absolutely.
episode was joking.
It-
When you
yeah.
look back on it, it was
yeah.
silly.
But it.
I get why what they were
How
trying
is
to
Family
do.
gonna do an entire episode that's like deep about suicide? You know, it's
Yeah.
like you
Yeah,
just gotta throw it in there.
I just feel like the criticism was mainly about like Seth MacFarlane just isn't able to write like
Deep.
characters.
I
Oh.
mean,
What's
yeah,
your
it's a
favorite
fucking
characters?
talking dog.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
talking dog and a talking baby.
it's a joke. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it's a
Yeah.
bit. It's the whole
Yeah.
thing's a bit. I don't know. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the episode.
Yeah,
I liked it when I watched it. I was like, damn, that's real as fuck.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And if I had seen it on cartoons that make you feel, I would have been like
yeah, I was
that
like,
did make me that did make me
I
feel.
felt,
But then I saw
today.
people were clowning it, and I was like, well, I'm gonna take a step.
Take my
set
life
this,
back.
set the syringe.
So no one, yeah.
Yeah, set the syringe.
What the episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog
Yeah.
scared me as a kid. The
Yeah.
one with
Yeah.
the weird
Mm-hmm,
box, return the
Yep.
whatever.
I never watched
Yep.
that show because it was frightening.
It's
to me.
Yeah, it scared me when I
terrifying.
was a
yeah,
kid.
yeah, yeah. It was frightening to me.
It's a terrifying show. These
It's-
cartoons.
Those are good characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some good kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Courage the Cowardly Dog could probably do an episode that's pretty serious, and people
Yeah.
would be like, "Let it," like,
Yeah.
well, they can just. I feel like it's just because it's Family Guy,
Yeah, yeah.
which is kind of fair.
It's fair. Look, it's fair. I'm not gonna die on the
Which is
hill
kinda- yeah, it's kind of fair.
for Family Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Family Guy. It's a crazy show. It's interesting.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I feel like they can have deep moments, but I get it. I also
Like,
get it.
okay, like you're a silly guy, and sometimes your TikToks are real, like the one about Kanye should kill himself.
Yeah.
Like like that one was real and deep.
For sure. I feel like people did laugh though. I feel like
Yeah,
people did
yeah.
laugh though. Like, I don't know. I mean, that's a, yeah.
Wait, how did this get started?
I have no
Oh,
idea.
because Seth MacFarlane.
Family
Is like
Guy.
four
He's
He's a
characters.
band.
He's
Yeah,
a band.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
he's a band.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
That just reminded me of something I forgot to ask because we got into talking about Family Guy.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask Spock like how you gain inspiration for any creative project. Like, what do you do? Do you go out? I go out in nature. Personally, I sit out there. That
Yeah.
helps. Is there anything you do?
I go on a walk to Trader Joe's.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know. I just go on
Amen.
walks. I like
Walks
going
are
on
great.
walks
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's kind of gloomy in my apartment. There's not a ton of natural light, and so I like going
Mm.
outside and then coming back.
I gotta start going on
Yeah.
some more walks. I gotta
Yeah.
start going on some more
Walks
walks.
are
Walks
incredible.
are good. I go on a walk. I call my dad. Talk to my
Okay.
dad.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because I always call not that this is inspiring, but like I always just like whenever I have nothing to do, which is like when I'm going on a walk or driving somewhere in the car, I like call my sister or my dad or something,
Yeah.
because it's like you just get to talk for 30 minutes and you're like, okay,
Right.
cool.
Right.
And then you
Wow.
feel good and you're like, all right, cool. I talked to my mom or my
Yeah.
dad or whatever.
Right.
That's
Did-
kinda
Did you
deep and
talk to anyone
cool.
on the way here?
No, I called him and he didn't answer.
Wow, that's
So
wow. That's
but
real.
I had the
Real.
foresight,
Yeah.
Jacob, to text him and say, "Hey, I'm gonna be recording a podcast.
So
I'll call you
please.
back later."
Yeah. And you know what?
That's kind of deep and cool. That's
Yeah.
kinda,
That's not
I'll take that
inspiring.
away.
I mean, not really inspiring. I just
It
go on
kinda
walks
is.
or
It kind of
yeah.
is.
I feel
'Cause-
like
Maybe.
talking to other people is just like a huge way we get
Yeah.
inspiration.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like that's
Yeah.
actually a very important. I mean, and yeah, like the fact that you are able to do that and keep up with your
Yeah.
family members.
Yeah, I guess true. It is
it's very
kind of
important.
inspiring.
You know?
Right.
That or just not doing creative stuff inspires, or like not.
Right.
Sometimes I don't know. I feel like if you just sit there and like try to be creative, you just
It's not
can't.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I always just don't do that.
Yeah.
Like I go through kind of phases where like I'll be very creative and then just not be creative for a
Right.
week or two.
It's
And then
very
it's just
normal, I
like,
feel like.
eh. And I learned to like not beat myself up about that,
Yeah.
because it's just not fun if you're just like grinding.
Right.
I don't know,
Yeah.
grinding things out is like not fun to me.
No.
It's not. No.
And,
And, you really shouldn't do it if
yeah.
you don't have any obligation to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
I feel
Yeah.
like creativity to me is like less of a muscle that you have to work.
Yeah.
And like I feel like when people say that they're like grinding, it's because like the inspiration struck and they're like now like,
Yeah.
they're just like going. But like
Yeah.
yeah, there's this pressure to like always be grinding, especially in like the creative field where we don't have like real jobs. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So every moment that we're not doing something could
Yeah.
be something. But
I was gonna say, I feel like, and you might relate to this too, is that there's a lot of time where I feel like we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So it's like that feels like time wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
learned within the past few years, I've gotten better at not feeling so like guilty for every time that I'm not working on something.
Right.
Cause like I used to just beat myself up all the time about like, cause yeah, like you said, like because we don't like clock in and clock out to a job,
Yeah.
like it always feels like we're on, like
Yeah.
all the time feels like we should be working or
Right.
something.
Right.
And like that's not true.
No.
Yeah.
So-
that's true. Or normal.
or normal or
Yeah.
like good or healthy. So I feel like just like I don't know, I learned recently to just be okay with not working all the time, or not like pretty
What
much
did it
just,
take for you to get to that? Like, what was the
I don't
what was the
know.
catalyst for
I-
that?
I don't really know. I read these books and well, I don't know.
That's right.
I read
Yeah,
this
that's
book
right. That's right.
called The War of Art.
oh,
And it's
Oh.
actually really good.
Okay.
The whole point of the book is basically just like clock in and clock out every day, kind
Mhm.
of, but in the
Mhm.
sense of like, yeah, you just have to like, creativity is not just gonna like strike you randomly. You kind of have to like put yourself in the situation for it to strike
yeah,
I
yeah,
got
you.
you.
Meaning like,
exactly.
for me, it would be like you have to be sitting at your computer working on some, or like doing something
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
related for the
Yeah, the
moment to
correct
strike you.
inspiration to strike.
Yeah, and like it's kind of like interesting. I don't know how to describe it, but like a lot of time, like the things that I've made that I'm the most proud of, like I don't know how I made them.
Right.
Like,
you weren't
it's
like
not
trying
like-
to come up
I
with
wasn't
it.
like trying
Yeah.
to make anything. It just
Yeah,
like
you put
happens.
yourself in the situation.
Yeah. So like you just do
Think.
you just do it,
You just
and
do
then it's like, but you have to be okay with it sucking too, because
Yeah.
it's not really like up to you if it's good or not.
That's so
Like
true.
you kind of just
Sure.
like,
Poof.
You're just in
That's
charge
huge.
of making
yeah,
it.
like
yeah.
this could be the best podcast or the worst podcast,
Yeah.
but like it's a podcast.
It's still a
you
podcast,
still have
and we
to
just
do
found
it.
out today it's in the top 10% of podcasts.
Top
Let's go,
10%
let's
of
go,
all
let's go.
podcasts,
Crazy
baby.
Spotify Wrapped. But yeah, that's
Sick.
that is something that I've been like kind of learning the past
Yeah.
couple years, is that for like being successful in a creative field, I think
Mm.
like having hobbies that are completely unrelated
Yeah.
to your creative field is really important.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like when I'm doing those things, it's when I get ideas for like the main thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know. Okay, correct me if this is wrong, because maybe Cassius is just trying to like have me say something stupid on the podcast, but he told me to ask you about your woodworking.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up actually right now.
Okay, so you actually do woodworking.
Yeah,
Incredible.
my friends just bought a house in Long Beach, and I've been going down there pretty often and like helping them like renovate their entire house
Mhm.
and
Wow.
like build furniture and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like we were refinishing my friend's wood floors. So like just on our hands and knees with sanders, like sanding the floor down
Mhm.
Yeah.
for like 10 hours. And it was just like a lot of hard work,
Yeah.
but like meditative in a way too, because you're just
Yes.
like doing the same thing over
Yep.
and over.
Right.
And it kind of like,
Absolutely.
you just kind of like think, your mind just kind of wanders.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, it's nice because to go do that type of work and then, yeah, it's just like a complete opposite thing
Yeah.
from anything that I do like
On a day-to-day.
on a day-to-day basis. And I've found like, I don't know if you guys are this way too, but when you work on a computer, like everything is like exactly perfect, like or precise. You know what I mean? Where it's like if you're in Photoshop and you like center something, it's like exactly 500 pixels on each
Mhm.
side, and you know exactly you like know the exact measurements.
Yeah.
Versus like when you do things in real life, it's like, okay, this table has to be 30 inches, but it's like you can't.
Right.
It's like
Right.
it's about 30 inches.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's some like tolerance for like
Yeah.
you kind of just realize that like you can't be so analytical with everything.
Yeah.
Right,
Because like in real life nothing is like exactly
That's so
the
Yeah.
true.
perfect amount, which is a weird analogy to make, but it kind of helped me like realize with like digital work
Yeah.
it's okay for everything to not be like perfectly on the grid or
Yeah.
like perfectly
true.
precise.
That's
That's
what
so
makes it
true.
what it is.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
so
yeah.
cool.
That's so true.
Wow.
I feel like working in a creative field, you have to also live very non-creatively to
Like
get
this-
inspiration
Mm,
from
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
stark
You know what I'm
opposite.
saying? Yeah. And that's only because like you said, there are
Yeah.
so many imperfections in
Yeah.
daily life
Mhm.
Yeah.
that if you try to bring it to a creative sense, you try to make everything exactly the way it is,
Yeah.
Right.
exactly the way that you like want
Yeah.
it to be or
Yeah.
imagined it to
Yeah.
be in your head. But that's really not what like an architect. I mean, well, that's probably not a good example because architects probably
Architects
are
gotta
very
be a little bit-
incredibly
Yeah,
specific.
they're
Yeah.
specific, but like when you're building the stuff, I guess what I
Yeah.
mean is like, well, also it is like woodworking and like building things is creative,
Yeah.
but in like a
Yes.
completely different way
Yeah.
Right,
from
right.
like what we would think of as like creative work.
Yeah.
But it's like there's so many things and like like little creative problem solving and stuff like that. Just
Yeah.
even like this table is like, if you were building this table, it'd be like, okay, well, how do I want to connect the legs to the top? Like
Yeah.
things that it's
Mhm.
like, okay, there's like 5 ways I could do this. You have to like think about which way you want to do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It helps to like think about things in a weird, different way. I
Right.
guess.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. How'd you get into woodworking?
I don't know. So my dad has always is like a big like DIY type of guy. Like he
Really?
always works on like old cars and like is just like, oh yeah, you can just like build things and like, so I always kind of just
Wow.
grew up
Wow.
like
I never lived.
building things
That's
a little
sick.
bit. And then yeah, when my friends bought that house, they wanted to like redo the entire thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like, and they're kind of the similar like type of person where they just are like, oh yeah, we can just do it ourselves.
Right.
So they just asked me to help them out, and I was like, dude, yeah.
I've
That's
never
so
experienced that in life. I'm always like, if things have to be built, I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I'm
it
not
helps because
capable
it
of
gives you like confidence to just realize you
You could
can do it too.
Yeah.
And like the first time you build something, like it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
that. Right.
And like that's okay.
Yeah.
Just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice just realizing that like things can suck too.
And it's still like work. Yeah. The first thing I
Yeah.
ever built was like a plant shelf.
Yeah.
And it was so bad. Like,
Yeah.
but it like held the plants. It was
Yeah.
slightly tilted, but like it literally did the
Mm.
job. And whenever people walked in and I told them that I built it, they thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't looking that closely.
Yeah.
towards
Yeah, 'cause you
all
be
the
making
reasons
shit.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
if
be making shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
like,
and
with
only
gifts.
you know all the imperfections. Like
Right.
nobody else
Yeah.
knows that.
Yeah, but it's so easy to like grasp that concept in like a tangible thing.
Yeah.
But that like with intangible stuff like music and
Yeah.
like acting, whatever, everything that we do, it's like yeah, it's so easy to nitpick because it's like all in the ether. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I can't see the problem. I
Right.
can feel the problem.
Right,
you know?
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
It is very interesting to
Huh.
like need regular life to be able to live creatively.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I've kind of like struggled with since I've moved to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Is that I've sometimes I get so wrapped into just doing TikTok.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying? So then it's like I get burnt, like wonder like, why don't I have anything to talk about? I'm like, well, I've
Yeah.
only been doing TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I have to live regular life to be able to
Get inspired.
get inspired
Yeah.
to be able to make something, because everyone else who's going to be watching it
It's just out
is
doing
out
those
Yeah,
living
things.
regular
Yeah.
life, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like you can't get too disconnected
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see that with like I feel like Noelle talks to me about this type of stuff, but like comedians, when they comedians start sucking when they don't do normal things.
Yes.
So it's just like nobody can relate to
Yeah,
what it is that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like if your whole comedy routine is about like flying first class and like touring all the time, it's like
Right.
that's not
Right.
That's not.
who is
Who
this
is
for?
yeah, who
Like
is this for?
nobody
This is for
understands
you.
what this is
You
about.
know,
Yeah.
you start to notice that, especially in comedy. I feel
Yeah, yeah,
like.
yeah.
I like
Yes.
that immediately. That I
Yeah.
think of like Kevin Hart. I feel like Kevin
Yeah,
Hart
yeah.
has gotten significant.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart just got significantly less relatable. The
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
rich that he
Yeah,
got.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but I remember the like special that really like got him to put him on in
Yeah.
the mainstream was when he just got a little bit famous, but was still
A
like,
normal
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
normal,
person.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So, but then it was like when he's doing constant selling out of like Madison Square,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Madison Square Garden, and then doing all of these crazy, amazing things that only one specific person is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you know his comedy is going to be a little different, you
yeah,
know, and
yeah.
a little less relatable,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, and like yeah, with the acting or like TikTok or anything, like if you're not experiencing anything, it's like if all you do is sit inside and make TikToks or like practice acting or whatever, it's like
Yeah.
if you're not out there
Living
seeing
life.
anything,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Are you
how
gonna
do you
replicate
even
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Because that's
That's-
about sharing.
That's like
Yeah.
that's what I think is so great about college. Is college, like when I was doing theater in college, is that you're forced to live regular life because you're acting and you're practicing acting, but then
You got
you're also
school
doing
and
school.
trying to work.
Which is school and then work, you know,
Yeah.
and then like you have to get involved with the community of the school in some
Yeah.
way. You can't exactly just stay in your room and do nothing.
That's
When
so
you're
true.
working as an actor, you can literally just act, go home, and
Right.
do nothing
Right.
until the next time that you act.
Yeah.
You know, or like,
Yeah.
and what I'm experienced, like the next time that you make TikToks is go home, do nothing, and then
Yeah.
the next thing I do is make TikToks. That's what the good thing about college was. But at the time, I was like, oh my God, once I get out of college and all of my time is going to be dedicated to acting, that's when I'm going to make the real
Right. Because I'm
shit.
going to be
Yeah.
grinding so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's so funny. I feel like everyone
Yeah.
does that. 'cause
Everybody
I-
says
yeah.
that. You know, it's like once I have time, things are going to get crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not.
Not
It got
true.
crazy in like a bad way.
Yeah,
it got crazy
Like,
in a
oh,
really
I'm bad.
Yeah, like, oh man, there's
Kinda.
nothing like
Yeah.
going on. Like, you
Yeah.
know, there's nothing to do. So
Yeah.
being busy is a but I mean, college is also like probably like one of the most stressful times of your
Yeah.
life too, because that's the only time in your life where you're going to be working and doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like
It's a weird bubble.
Yeah,
It's just like a really unique circumstance.
very interesting.
I feel like because once you graduate, if you go to college, but even like high school and like just like being in school and then afterwards trying to find those things that like really make you feel superhuman, it's like something for me which I really like to do, but I can't afford to do most of the time is travel
Mhm.
because it's just so expensive. But that is like the backpacking trip that I just went on alone, like that really ground the gears of
Yeah.
creativity. And it's like really annoying, like cliche when we're like travel to like find yourself.
Yeah.
But
No,
it's so
no,
true. And you just traveled internationally for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh wow, where'd you go?
To Italy for Noel's wedding.
Wow,
Yeah, I've
oh,
never been out of the
incredible.
That's your
country.
first time, and how
Yeah.
how was the experience?
It's so funny. I had traveled a lot. I never been on a plane until I was 21.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
I was
so
also very late.
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
one.
So my first time on a plane was to go on like a 6-week bus tour in the US with my
Wow.
friends.
Mm.
That's
And
sick.
so I went from like not traveling at all to like traveling very heavily like most weekends just
Yeah.
within the US,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
like for playing like shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I started traveling alone, I started like I've matured a lot. It might have just been because I was like 21 and like kind of maturing also, but
Yeah.
like I feel like you kind of just learn things about yourself.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't think it's weird at all to
Yeah.
feel like traveling like
It
It's
really
huge.
does, I
makes
think,
you
make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really funny. I'd never been outside the country and I was like pretty nervous. I don't like flying anyways. I'm just like very anxious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like pretty
Scary
nervous
up
for the
there.
flights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty nervous for the
Scary.
flights, but it was fine. And then I just remember like getting there. It was so sick. Like we got to the hotel. It was me, Cassius, and Nima.
Oh,
And we got to the hotel.
That's a
And
squad.
yeah, it was like sunset. We were walking around these like beautiful vineyards and like
Yeah.
the sun's setting. There's like swings. We're like swinging. We're like, whoa, this is so crazy.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. I remember thinking like, I had said this to Cash too. I was like, dude, you know when you like build things up in your head and you like think they're gonna be some type of way?
Yeah.
I remember I was just like, I like built this up in my head. This is just like it doesn't feel any different.
Yeah, this is
I was
very
just like,
normal.
I'm just here, like I'm just here with my friends. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the same exact
Yes.
person. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You like build these big things up, like, oh
Like,
my
I'm
god,
gonna
we're gonna
be
be.
different.
It was
Yeah.
amazing and it was
Amazing,
fucking
right.
incredible. But like,
Yeah.
it's so funny the way that like
At the end of the day.
I had it built up, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like I'm still just me hanging out with my friends,
Right.
just in a different place.
Very far
Yeah,
away,
yeah,
yeah.
That's the thing. I also didn't travel a lot till
Yeah.
I was like 22.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like the whenever the first time like I left South Carolina, when I went to New York for the first time, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
different. And then I was
Yeah.
like, got there, and then you realize that streets are streets and
Yeah. Yeah.
buildings are
Yeah.
buildings,
Yeah.
and they're just like bigger, or
Yeah.
built differently in
Yeah.
different
Yes.
locations. Same thing when I came to Los Angeles. It was the first time I was on like, or well, I guess the first time I was there was over on this side of the country was when I went to Vegas. But coming to Los Angeles, I was like, oh, Los Angeles is gonna be like a certain way and this sort of thing. And then like LAX is just an airport.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're like just driving, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like eventually it all starts to feel like very regular life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do have to experience that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because if you don't experience it, you will truly like never know.
Yeah.
Like, damn, everywhere is everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
everywhere
That's what it was. It was like, oh, this is just like, whoa, these buildings are 1,000 years old.
Right.
Yeah,
And now I'm
cool.
here.
But,
yeah.
like,
yeah.
I'm here. I don't know. Like,
I'm just hanging out.
it doesn't like feel different. It's
Yeah.
like the same
Yeah.
thing.
I have
But
to keep actively reminding myself I'm somewhere else.
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
no, I'm
yeah.
in Italy right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
That's kind of wild.
yeah.
That's what makes like the places where you do go where you're like, oh, I feel something. That's what makes them very special.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you realize that that's not everywhere. Like that's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
just in the place that's just your home. Like,
Yeah.
because you think when you never leave home, you're like everywhere else is gonna be all of these incredible things.
Yeah.
But really, what's incredible is the times that you have when you're there.
Yeah,
Right.
You know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying? Or if you do go to a place that's like, I'm sure there are like certain landmarks or something that maybe you can't
Right.
find in this country.
Yeah.
You can find somewhere else that you go into and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
you know, like this is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe that this has been here for so
Yeah,
long.
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Like, or this has been happening for so long, you know.
Yeah. But I
so
mean, yeah, as
traveling's
like a
important.
creative person, I feel like we want our art, whatever it is that we make, like to be seen by people everywhere
Right.
and like understood. And like, I know it's like very expensive, but I feel like a really important part of that is to just go somewhere else
Yeah.
and like
Go
live
somewhere
the
else.
life that
Yeah.
they live. I don't really do touristy things when I travel.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really like it because it's like that's not really how the people live
Experience
there.
it. Yeah, yeah.
But I like to live how people live because then it's like, oh, this is what their life is like, and
Right.
yeah, my art can relate to them in
Yeah.
this way.
That was the problem when I first came to Los Angeles. I did nothing but touristy things, and that's
Yeah.
how I ended up staying in downtown.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hanging out in
That's
downtown
insane. That's
Los
insane.
Angeles
Yeah.
the
That's
entire
insane.
time.
Yeah.
And then then I went back from that trip knowing that I was going to move here because I had to do TikTok stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But everyone else was like, that sucked really. Like LA really wasn't what I thought it was.
And I'm sure it wasn't
Yeah.
if you're
And it
just
wasn't because we
doing
were
that.
just in
Yeah.
downtown
Yeah,
Los
yeah.
Angeles, the
Yeah.
worst part of
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, and that's something like you said, like you would have no idea
Right.
that
Right.
that's like
I was-
abnormal.
Well, that's the city.
Yeah,
Right,
you're
you
like,
know,
no, I moved to LA. Like, I'm gonna live downtown. Why would I
Yeah.
not live downtown?
Right,
But then you
exactly.
realize, like, nobody wants to live
No
downtown.
one wants
Yeah.
to live downtown.
Yeah.
Nobody's also in downtown.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
it's
right.
really
It
quiet.
sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. Downtown sucks. But you know, you can only get that experience like when you come back. And then now when people come and visit me, they're like, oh, well, I don't, LA's not gonna be all that. I'm like, trust me, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
different. We're gonna be in Silver Lake this time.
Right, right,
you know?
right.
And then
Yeah.
everyone, well, it's been a 100% rate. Everybody coming in,
Yeah.
like, oh, this is significantly better.
Yep.
I didn't know
Yep.
that it could,
Yeah.
but
That's because they're living like a person who lives here, like
Yeah.
they
Right.
have the know.
you have to
Yeah.
you gotta go places and like figure out that things really aren't what they seem. There, you only know as much of a place as it's like advertised to
Yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like downtown, the Hollywood,
And-
like Hollywood Boulevard,
Right.
and like the Santa Monica Pier or
Yes,
something. It's like
exactly.
that's not at
And
all.
2 out of 3 of those
rotation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
2 out of
Fuck
3
Mary
of
Kill,
those.
Yeah, yeah,
downtown
yeah, yeah.
Hollywood, or Santa Monica
Yeah.
Pier. What are we
Holy
doing?
shit.
Yeah.
Santa Monica Pier is fun.
Santa Monica Pier is fun. I
Santa
still like
Santa
it.
Monica Pier, Mary.
Yeah.
Yes, Mary Santa Monica Pier.
I'm
I would-
fucking Hollywood.
I would fuck Hollywood. Yeah, unhappily, but I would
Yeah.
fuck Hollywood. 'Cause
It'd probably
Hollywood's
be a
trash,
decent
too.
time.
Yeah.
It'd be
I would kill
okay.
downtown. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
downtown's
yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah.
Downtown's
Yeah.
there's nothing downtown.
Done.
Yeah.
There's nothing downtown, which is sorry to bring it back to that's a Family Guy joke that I now understand.
Wait, what?
And do you remember the Star Wars episode?
Yes.
Where they're
I said that
talking.
too quick, and with too much emphasis.
yeah.
I remember that.
Stewie's talking to one of the officers, and they're talking about like prices, and it somehow goes into like prices in LA, and they're talking about like Stewie wants to sell a property, and he's like, it's 20 minutes to the beach, 20 minutes from downtown, and he starts choking the guy, and the guy's like, there's nothing to do downtown.
That's
Which is
good.
a joke I laughed at
Yeah.
as a kid, having no idea what the
Yeah.
hell that meant, but now I get it.
And now the art makes sense.
Now the art makes
I-
sense.
The art makes
I've never
sense.
watched actual Star Wars. I've only seen.
I've
all
only
the
seen the Family Guy Star
Really?
Wars. Yeah, I've never
which
watched the
is
actual Star Wars.
So embarrassing.
I know a lot about it
They're
though.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got it pretty close.
Really?
They got it
How
pretty
do you
close as
know?
far as
You
I know.
haven't-
I mean, I know what happened in the regular because I've also played a lot of Star Wars games.
Oh.
You'll have to watch the Star Wars to understand the art.
Yeah.
The Family Guy art.
I'm about to say, I wonder how
Yeah.
many jokes that I missed because
'Cause you
I've
didn't-
never seen
yeah.
Star
That's
Wars.
so funny.
I gotta watch it, but I just can't. I don't know. The Star Wars fans don't even really like some of the movies, so I'm like,
There's
it's
so
hard to
many,
make-
and then they go back in time.
Yeah.
I will say I did watch the first 2 Lord of the Rings on
I love Lord
my
of the
flights,
Rings, man.
and I was like, "Damn, these are good." This was
Lord of the
recently.
Rings
This
is
was like a
incredible.
couple months ago. I was
Wow.
like, "These are good movies."
Lord of the Rings is
They
incredible.
are.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one.
Oh, you
I don't know
gotta
why,
watch the
'cause
Twin
I'm a
Towers
nerd,
and
too.
Return of
Right,
the
Yeah.
we
King.
gotta
Or the Two
watch the
Towers.
second, and then
The
we can
Twin
watch the
Towers.
third.
Yeah.
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, it's
From
incredible.
what I've seen.
I did that. I did when I was in college. I did that for 2 things. I did Lord of the Rings, and I watched them all back to back within like a weekend.
Nice.
Mhm.
And then I did the same thing with Harry Potter, where I watched them all
Yeah.
back to
Yeah.
back. over a
19
span of,
hours,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
And those are
Yeah.
incredible. How do you know the exact runtime of the entire?
Is it?
It is exactly 19 hours. Yeah. to, like,
Really? I
watch
thought there was
from,
only like 7. movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all 3 hours.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they're all 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all 3 hours. I mean,
Yeah.
or rather, like a little bit under
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Which was it got pretty lengthy near the end. I was starting to
Yeah.
get a little drained, but I was keeping it up because I just really love lore, and that world. The world is incredible.
Yeah.
the world of Harry Potter is absolutely incredible. Unfortunately,
Unfortunately.
it's incredible though.
I haven't seen Dune, and I just started reading the
need to
book
watch
because I
Dune.
wanted to read the book before I saw the movie.
How far are you along? This
Oh.
book isn't.
I just
huge,
started
right?
yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Oh,
not very far.
How
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
pages is it?
I don't know a lot.
Oh.
A billion,
yeah.
yeah.
It's a
I'm-
big boy.
I'm never reading Lord of the Rings. I am gonna watch Dune, but I'm not gonna read the book.
Yeah.
I can't read because those fantasy. Because when was Dune written? It was probably like what?
In the 70s or
Oh,
60s?
no.
It's like pretty old. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not reading fantasy. I'm not reading fantasy shit
Yeah.
from before the 90s. Because back then they were just like, we'll just fucking do whatever. Because Lord of the Rings was like each book was 1,000 pages. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it's okay, JJ. or
Oh,
JRR.
wow.
All right, brother. You had nothing going on, literally. Like, you
Yeah.
couldn't have cut this down a little. You couldn't have cut this down
That's
like
crazy.
a TV
Yeah,
smaller
JR had
size.
They
something to
didn't
say.
have anything
They didn't,
going
but
on,
that's
bro.
the reason
It
why.
naturally
Yeah.
was.
That's
They
it.
didn't
So
have
I'm like,
TikTok, yeah.
I'm not reading fantasy novels from a time
Yeah.
where you
They were
didn't have
just-
shit else to do except
Yeah.
for fucking read a book. I'm not doing that because now we have other things going
Yeah.
on. You got to keep that shit to like
Yeah.
300 pages or less, brother. I'm not fucking reading. You got like 300 pages about like the history of the orc. I'm not fucking tell me how they got from damn fucking the elf place to the fucking to Sauron. Tell me that.
Yeah.
You know what
we
I
don't
mean?
need the orcs
Tell me that shit.
backstory,
I do
yeah.
not need all the
We
backstory
don't
of it,
need the
like
orcs
all the
backstory.
history of the
That was a
entire
dude catching a
families.
vibe for 1,000 pages.
For real.
And now I'm gonna have to sit there.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that. I'll just watch fucking what Peter Jackson's version of it
Yeah.
because he condensed it down very well.
Yeah.
He condensed it down very
Yeah.
well. Those are some fantastic films, man.
Yeah.
The Lord of the Rings films are
Really good.
fantastic. They're like really good. Incredible
Marvel's
story.
in cinematic history. Like it was just
Yeah,
great.
it's one of the top ones. It's one of the top like film franchises for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, damn. I mean, I feel like it's probably gotta have been like the biggest before Marvel. Maybe except Harry Potter. No, Harry Potter.
What
had
about
Harry
Star
Potter
Wars and
was
Star
big.
Trek?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Star Wars is probably pretty big.
Star
too.
Wars
pretty
is probably
huge.
big. But that's it.
Wait, is Spock like from Star Trek, or why'd you
Yeah.
choose Spock? as
So
your-
it's my last name, but it's different.
Oh,
It's
Really?
spelled. Yeah, I have like a German
Oh,
last name, so it's like
oh,
spelled different, but it's
okay.
pronounced
Oh,
Spock.
wow.
So like,
okay.
oh, that's
yeah.
sick.
Did you watch Star Trek?
no, I've never seen Star
That's so
Trek.
real.
That's so-
that's
yeah,
so
it's
real.
That's
funny when
crazy.
people, yeah.
My
like,
dad loves Star
no.
Trek. Star Trek is okay.
I
never
think
really
I'm
been
a
into
Star
Star shit.
Wars more than Star Trek.
I've never really been into space shit.
Yeah.
You know, I just never had a
I
space
feel like people
shit
who are into
era.
Star Trek are toxic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
In what way? Or just
Okay, go ahead.
Just my really bad ex-boyfriend was.
For sure. Okay, all right, all right, all right.
Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, I made like a quick A to B connection. I'm like,
right,
May-
the
it
Star
must
Trek
all
to
be
fucking
toxic.
douchebag pipeline.
It's yeah. So
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane has a Star Trek like show.
Yeah, he
The
loves Star
Orville.
Trek.
He
I
loves
think.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Look.
You watch the Orville?
No,
He would love the Orville.
really.
Yeah, it's really good, unfortunately. I can't believe this is turned into a Seth MacFarlane
Yeah, Seth
episode.
MacFarlane.
Is he
I
gonna be the
love
next
Seth
guest?
MacFarlane.
Like-
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got to get
Yeah,
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth.
Has
If
he not
you're
been
watching.
canceled for anything?
No,
He's really like chill. Like
He's
he hasn't
really, like,
been
real-
canceled for anything.
Yeah.
no, he's real life chill.
Nothing
and he's,
even like kind of like
I don't think
no,
so.
wow.
no, like
That's
he's fine.
impressive.
Yeah, no, and
Based
genuine,
off like his whole
based off of
vibe.
everything he's done,
Yeah.
all the jokes that he's like, there's tons of stuff like you look back at Family Guy and you're like, oh, there's no
Are
way
they still
that
making
fly.
Family Guy?
They are.
And are the jokes just as wild?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even Quagmire's not a pervert anymore, really.
Good.
Wait, you know what I'm saying? Which was wild. His character.
Yeah, Quagmire was wild.
Quagmire-
Herbert
Quagmire was crazy.
wild.
Herbert was a pedophile.
Herbert was
Like,
a pedophile.
Like,
Yeah, that
actually,
was
and
the
that was
entire
the
bit.
whole
That was the whole
punchline of
point.
everything.
That
he
was the
ever
entire
did.
bit. I mean, he apologized for a lot of it too, and was like, "Our writers' room is growing." You know,
Real.
the show's not really as good anymore, which
Yeah.
kind of maybe speaks to the fact that
Yeah.
he only has one form of humor that
Yeah.
really works.
yeah.
When it's offensive,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, it's done now.
Yeah.
You know,
I
Yeah.
personally, I've been thinking about Family Guy a lot because more and more in the comments of our TikToks,
yeah.
I think it's because Prince has been writing me as like the butt of the joke a lot.
Yeah.
I've just been getting so many comments
Meg.
comparing me to Meg from
Oh
Family Guy.
no.
And like I'm on the precipice, you guys. Like you guys need to stop
Oh,
commenting
no.
this because that is so
Oh God, it's so
Meg.
so
That's
fucked
so
up.
offensive.
I'm not like Meg. I'm not like Meg.
Oh God.
So like it's something about her vibe, something
Maybe
about her
they
voice.
think you're Mila Kunis, which is
that
cool.
would be a
That would be
great
cool.
compliment, and
Oh Lord.
I don't think that that's what they're talking about.
Oh
Probably not,
Lord,
but
that's so
that's
sad.
dark.
Yeah,
That's dark.
I'm
That's one
sorry,
of the
bro.
saddest things that
yeah,
I've heard.
I know. It's been
Oh,
keeping me up at night.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
shit, Meg.
A lot. It started off as one comment, which was wild. It got like 600 likes. So I was like, all right, maybe this is just like a one-off like comment. And no, it's been going.
That's so
Ooh.
It's been going.
Oh no.
And you know what? In my family growing up, I was the Meg.
right.
So it hits close to home. I was the Meg, and my little brother was the Stewie. Love you though. Love you though, I guess, Max. But he was giving Stewie. He was giving, he's really nice now, but he's 10 years younger than me also, so he's still a child. But
Damn. He was a Stewie because he was a baby.
he was a Stewie because he was literally an evil little
Yeah.
baby. it turns out we're both autistic, so it was just in different ways.
Yeah.
So he was evil in a different way than I was. But yeah.
I've taken a lot of autism tests.
And what do they say?
What do
I'm
they
not
say?
autistic.
Oh, damn.
I think I don't know.
Wait, did you take the one that like gives you like a number on like the scale?
So I've taken
I've
taken okay, I know nothing about autism
Most
except
people don't, yeah.
that there's different kinds or like there's different it's a spectrum.
Yes.
It's a spectrum.
Good.
And
Good. Yes.
I
You feel like you're on there.
feel like I'm
You
on
feel like
there
you're on there?
somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I've taken lots of tests and apparently I'm not.
Yeah.
And I've taken the one where it just shows you people's eyes and you have to guess their emotion, which was easy for me.
Yeah.
So that is not
Right.
what it is.
I need to send you the link to the test.
I'm about to say you
Yeah,
should take
yeah,
the
yeah.
one with that like the scaling
Yeah.
number one. You
But
should take the scaling number
I
one.
think I have ADHD,
for sure. And a lot of the symptoms
which
are the exact
is
same.
similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
I'll send you the test.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
send me the
pretty. It's
test.
the exact test that they make you pay $2,000 for, but
what?
it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you get diagnosed as an adult, it's $2,000, like in California at least.
Really?
Yes.
That's so stupid.
I know.
Yeah, for what?
So
Yeah, like
I'm
for
never
what?
getting diagnosed. Like, are you kidding? Like,
Right.
that's literally insane. But
For
yeah,
what? Like why?
just to be able to say,
Just
yeah,
to
to
be
say
able to
you have a
say,
disability,
Yeah.
like, so I can get the good parking spots. Like,
Oh, actually, that
I'm
would,
putting that shit in my car.
actually that would be incredibly
Yeah,
helpful.
but for $2,000. Well, I actually want to
Maybe.
get diagnosed so that I can make merch that says "stimming on my haters."
Oh, you're so fucking wild.
That's good.
Because that's like it's like I
This
could
is
say-
stimming.
right?
I've been doing it the whole time.
the whole time, and it's literally
Yeah.
been helping.
You need to
Yeah.
take the yeah, because
Yeah, I'll
I
send you
thought
the
the exact same thing,
Yeah.
and I got very mildly,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, it's like somewhere on the spectrum that makes sense. I would not say that I am autistic. though,
Yeah.
but,
But here's like, is everyone just a little bit?
I
autistic?
think
I don't think so.
Is
That's
that
like how
insensitive to
is
say?
everyone
I'm
like a
not
little
trying
bit
to-
gay? It's like that kind of argument. It's like, well,
yeah,
some
it's like
Yeah.
you gotta be somewhere.
Yeah.
That's why I wouldn't say that I am
Yeah,
autistic,
yeah, yeah.
you know. But it's like when you take the test, technically
Yeah.
it does say that. Yeah.
you'll be like
Yeah.
somewhere. Like Cassius got a score of a 15. I got 165. So,
Oh, he got
Oh.
a 15?
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely not.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's like
Oh,
Wow.
the most normal person I know.
Yeah,
holy
wow.
shit.
Yeah,
I got like a 73.
yeah.
I got like a
That's pretty
73.
normal. Yeah,
Yeah.
for just like a theater kid.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I don't think you're autistic. I think you're just a theater.
I think I just do theater. Yeah, that makes a lot of
Damn,
sense.
yeah.
See, that's,
That's
what
your
I'm saying.
merch.
Yeah,
That's my merch.
not
Not
autistic.
autistic, a theater kid.
Oh no.
Holy shit, I would buy
Double
it.
offensive. Yeah.
yeah, we're like really knocking out a
Yeah.
lot of demographics here with
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, that is so
That's
funny.
so amazing episode today.
Yeah, this
thank
is
you,
so
Spock, for
incredible.
sharing your
Thank
hair
you
care
so
routine with
much.
us.
Yes.
Yeah, of
Really
course.
luscious
Absolutely
locks.
incredible.
Learned a lot today from you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Isaiah Washington.
I'm Maria Small.
I'm Spock. I'm looking right at the camera. We're breaking. I messed it up.
I think it's perfect.
Okay.
I think it's